Assalamu alaikum everybody, and it's good to see you again. Of course, Ramadan Mubarak, everybody, and today adds to another chronicle of Ramadan to specifically sit there and debunk another jahil or sit there and say, oh yeah, these are the craziest things we have heard. So, I can't really say much else or do up because in the place I'm in right now, I'm recording because it's the only available place to talk. So just know, as normally as I would say it to you, but of course I'm limited as we speak. So without further ado, we can get into like one of the three things in which he talks about, which is crazy. One, Rebecca was three. First of all, that's not crazy. If you actually knew your own book or your scriptures, and I'm not trying to be rude, I'm sorry. It's just I think it's like maybe a bit of like not clear there. Like, well, it's a bit clear that you haven't really like indulged into it, and this is like a view most like scholars go on about also like what the Bible says about Isaac and Rebecca, right? So Sarah is Isaac's mother, and when she has him in Genesis 17:17, it clearly states she had him at 90, right? And Sarah has died at 127 within the Bible as well. She dies at 127 or 127 in terms of age. What is 127 minus 90? That is 37 years old. And then he marries Rebecca at 40. So, can we do the math? Real quick. Can we do the math? So, it's easy to sit there and say that, of course, mainly that, obviously you can deduce that Isaac was 40 from this simple calculation. People might say, well, that doesn't account for Rebecca's age, but that's only over the course of 3 years. Are we gonna really sit there and say Rebecca is 10 years old for it to pass, like 4 years? If we add 4 to that, then he would be 41 from what we calculated. 37 plus 4 is clearly going to be 41. If not, if anyways, that contradicts the idea of him being 40. So, again, that just adds more complexity and some type of error within assuming the 14 age as per some people like to offer. So, if anything, it would just have to be 40 per the book, what the book says, and yeah, it's more generalized or more principled to assume the book of, more so assuming that she's three because the other option just hires his age. And even if you want to say, oh yeah, it's close to that, then that contradicts what it says as, quote, your word and everything. So now that we've gotten Rebecca out of the way, like clearly Rebecca is three within the Bible, and I mean like the other view is just completely like kind of stupid to talk about, and sit there and say, oh yeah, well that's crazy to say. That's not crazy to say. It's simply just me providing some type of rationale that is clearly more substantial than oh yeah, that's a crazy claim because it's literally the accurate thing. I don't know how that's crazy when it has substance to it per like what the proposition asserts. Like the proposition, like say for example, oh yeah, well Rebecca was 30, is that true or false? And it seems that this substantive only coherently provides is the case. It's logically following as well per the inference rule, or obviously the conditional for her, being 14, and then you do the calculation and see the consequent of her being 14, the conditional of her being tender, and then you're seeing that Isaac, is 41 from the calculation. Seemingly the consequent is false. It's just a modus tollens, and that completely debunks it, and easily logically proves it does not follow. So it's not logically valid at all, or logically sound. It's not true in that sense. It's not true. It's not a true proposition. It's not deductively valid. Secondly, he says it's crazy to assume three wives is better than one. So, one, if a wife is promiscuous or is doing unfaithful activities with her husband, right? How are you gonna tell which one the father is? But with three wives, you add more, you can tell what the father is. Because it's belonging to one man, and the wives are easily, able to have the children with the dad. And more clearly, you could easily tell who the father is if he's being unfaithful in the first place. and the different sperms, because you like can't really differentiate the mother's like genes compared to the sperm cell. The sperm cells would obviously have different types of DNA, and it's like an easy process to explain where the nucleus holds that the genetic code information, where it's clearly a chromosome of different like parents and everything. It's kind of what like makes you look like your parents. I don't know what it is. Well, actually, yeah, it's just like that. But the point is that it's better in the case to prevent unfaithfulness and being unfaithful for that same exact reason. It provides that you can be a good husband and, of course, not be caught or like not be caught like in the act. And obviously, it's just better than having the confusion in that sense. Like, yeah, because the wife part, you can't really tell if she cheated or not because it's her giving birth and it's still gonna be her DNA. And the other ones just provide that like clarity because multiple husbands from multiple wives. That's just ridiculous. Or one's husband, or simply multiple husbands for one woman. It's just insane. You can't even tell who the father is. So I don't think it's like crazy to assume simply because you can easily tell it's for the practice of having faithful companionship, especially within Islam. So I don't think also for the third one, no Muslim has ever claimed it's better to have uneducated societies. One, I don't even know what you're talking about when considerably there's scholars and literally Islam encourages the most so encouragement for knowledge seeking. Like literally the Prophet Islam or Saul has literally encouraged the find of knowledge. In this sense, you literally call them of Tahib or Talib. I don't know how you pronounce it. Sorry if I pronounce it or did it some choppy way, but it's Talib. Someone who is seeking a knowledge. Someone who's seeking knowledge within Islam. Literally, that's a term for people who seek knowledge. If Muslims were going to disencourage educated societies, why would we have a term for Muslims seeking knowledge? Like, what? That's like literally the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard come out of a Christian saying this stuff. So, I mean, in the first place, you're just pretty like, I'm not even trying to insult you, man. It's Ramadan. So, you know, may you get guided, I mean, and truly may you just have a good day. May you be blessed, and man, just hopefully you get knowledge. Hopefully. I'm not wishing anything bad upon you, man. Love you. Anyways, I love you guys as well. Peace.